Someone told MrPaint his work was good. He said thank you. He meant it for approximately 1 second. Then the processing began. They were being polite. Or they had not seen enough of it. Or they were comparing it to something worse. Or they were the kind of person who says things like that. Or the specific thing they praised was not actually the part that mattered. Or they were right about that part but wrong about whether the whole thing was good. He has been doing this for 4 minutes. The compliment was 8 words. This is your brain fact-checking a compliment. And the fact-checking system was never designed to find the compliment credible. He did not decide to fact-check the compliment. The fact-check arrived before the thank you had fully finished. The brain received positive social information, flagged it for verification, and began cross-referencing it against its internal assessment before MrPaint had decided what to do with it. The internal assessment is not generous. It was not designed to be generous. Here is why. The brain applies asymmetric scrutiny to positive and negative social information. Negative information gets processed as potentially accurate until disproved. Positive information gets processed as potentially inaccurate until confirmed. The asymmetry exists because in 200,000 BC overconfidence was lethal. The human who believed every positive assessment of themselves took risks the assessment had not actually earned. The human who cross-referenced positive data against realities survived longer. Cross-referencing is running against a compliment about his work. He has 6 dismissal mechanisms and they are all running simultaneously. First, they were being polite. This requires no evidence and is unfalsifiable. It explains away any compliment from anyone at any time. The second, they have not seen enough of it. Their approval does not count because they do not have the full picture. The third, they are comparing it to something worse. The compliment is about the contrast, not the work. The fourth, they are the kind of person who says things like that. They say this to everyone. It means nothing specifically. Fifth, the specific part they praised was not the part that mattered. The part that matters is still unvalidated. The sixth, they were right about that part but wrong about the whole. He has found 6 reasons a genuine compliment is not genuine. This took him 4 minutes. He will not remember the compliment in a week. He will remember reason number 3. Meanwhile, someone tells MrPaint he is good at this. He says, thank you. He immediately begins assembling the counter-evidence. He has found 3 things wrong with his work that the person who gave the compliment did not mention. He considers telling them. He decides not to. He thinks about it anyway. Fact-check cross-references the compliment against MrPaint's internal assessment of his work. His internal assessment of his work is detailed, accurate, and almost entirely focused on what is wrong with it. Not because he is a pessimist, because the brain allocates significantly more resources to identifying problems than confirming strengths. Problems require solutions. Strengths require nothing. The brain that noticed what was wrong survived the next challenge better than the brain that simply confirmed the last one had gone well. MrPaint's brain has cataloged every weakness in his work. When the compliment arrives and gets cross-referenced against this catalog, the catalog wins. Not because the compliment is wrong, because the catalog is more detailed than the compliment. The person giving the compliment saw the work once. MrPaint has seen it 400 times. He has found things they missed. He is certain these things disqualify the compliment. He is probably wrong about that. He is not certain he is wrong. Here is the thing that changes how you think about not accepting compliments. The compliment does not feel good in the way it should feel good. Not because you do not want it. You want it. You have been quietly hoping for exactly this kind of feedback. You have been checking whether it would arrive. You were checking 11 seconds after you sent the work. But when it arrives, the brain registers the compliment and then immediately registers the gap between the compliment and your own assessment of your work. The gap is the problem. If the compliment is accurate, then your internal assessment has been wrong. And if your internal assessment has been wrong, you cannot trust it. And if you cannot trust it, you do not know how to evaluate your own work. And if you do not know how to evaluate your own work, you have no reliable way of knowing whether anything you do is actually good. The compliment is not threatening because it is negative. The compliment is threatening because it might be right. And if it is right, you do not know what to do with that. He says, thank you again. This time he adds a qualification. He says, thank you, I am not sure about the 3rd section. Not because anyone asked about the 3rd section. Because the compliment was too unqualified. A qualified compliment. This is good, but the 3rd section needs work. Is processable. It confirms the brain's existing assessment that there are problems. It is compatible with the internal catalog. It can be accepted. An unqualified compliment. This is good, requires the brain to update its entire internal assessment. Updating the entire internal assessment is significantly more work than dismissing the compliment. MrPaint has chosen not to update the internal assessment. He has introduced the 3rd section into a conversation about a compliment. He is now talking about what is wrong with his work to the person who just told him his work was good. Here's the thing nobody told you about not accepting compliment. You're not fishing for more. You are not falsely modest. You are not broken. Your brain is running a quality control system that was calibrated for a world where overconfidence had immediate physical consequences. The ancient human who believed unearned praise about their hunting ability went on a hunt they were not equipped for. The brain that cross-referenced praise against its internal threat assessment was more accurate and survived better. Your brain is protecting you from overconfidence. In a world where overconfidence no longer kills you on a hunt, the quality control system is still running, at full sensitivity, against compliments about your work, your appearance, your ideas, your effort. This is not a character flaw. This is a precision instrument applying survival-level scrutiny to information that does not require survival-level scrutiny. The compliment was probably accurate. The person who gave it probably meant it. Your brain has been fact-checking it for 4 minutes. Fact check will not conclude. It never does. The work is the same work it was before the compliment arrived. Nothing changed, except the next 11 minutes of your internal monologue. MrPaint said thank you. He is still thinking about the third section. The third section is fine. Probably. He nodded.